The Middle East is a geopolitical term used to describe countries that form part of the northern part of Africa or the occidental part of Asia. These countries share characteristics such as historical background, political views, tensions, issues, ethnic groups, etc. Amongst the most important countries in the Middle East, we can name Saudi Arabia, Oman, Yemen, Somalia, Turkey, Egypt, Israel, Palestine, Iran, Iraq, Jordan, Lebanon, etc. The Middle East is known to be a really troubled zone because they hold the most important reserve of oil and gas in the world. So they basically move the world. And this has not only caused trouble and tensions amongst the Middle Eastern countries, but also foreign countries that want to take control over the Middle East and actually have resulted in more tensions and more problems amongst the Middle Eastern countries. This is why their borders are so troubled. The Middle East is known geographically for being a desertic zone with not many water whatsoever. So this is why many countries that border with sea and countries that own rivers have to share the rivers, and this has created a lot of tension and troubles. And the most important rivers, as we know, in the Middle East are part of Egypt, and they are the Tigris and Euphrates, not only because they were the birthplace of many civilizations, but because they hold basically entire civilizations and entire countries. The most important mountains in the Middle East are the Taurus mountain in Turkey and the Zagros mountain in Iran. They're like the most emblematic mountains of the whole country. Sorry, the whole region of the Middle East. And the Middle East has had a lot of trouble with demographic structure in this zone because of migration, because as we said, there are so many troubled countries that don't have the enough economic income, so this has caused migration. Also, droughts and the lack of water has caused migration, and usually these migrants move either to Europe, Asia, or richer countries within the Middle East. So this has created a discomfort with these bigger countries, but because they don't want to be receiving people from other countries, and also maybe some racial stereotypes and racial or ethnic tensions have maybe created also these problems. Most of the population is actually young, and there has been many growth in bigger countries such as Turkey, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Emiratos Árabes Unidos, because they are seen as a paradise for us foreigners. So there has been many investment in these countries. That's really striking when you see the reality of other countries, for example, like Yemen, like Iran, that they have struggled with many problems. And basically the demographic and geographic part, they play a really important role because they basically shape how the countries interact with each other. The geographical aspect basically has either reunited countries or separated them, because of course they have a lot of interest in oil, in gas, as we say. So that's something that has been separating countries, but also countries have cooperated with other countries in the water matter, because they have to share, because they have to support each other. And also one of the biggest challenges of the Middle East is the demographic part, talking about the different ethnic and religious groups. The Middle East is really vast in diversity, so you can find Islamic people, Christian people, Catholic people, people that practice Judaism, you can find Kurds, Turks, Sunnis, Shiites, and these have anything basically that you can imagine, and this has created a lot of tension because of political views, because of interests, because many of these ethnic groups claim to own a certain piece of land that has been historically taken away from them, or religious groups that think because a land was promised to them 1,000 years ago, it belongs to them. So there has been a lot of cooperation amongst the Middle Eastern countries. We can talk about that one time that Jordan and Israel cooperated to distribute water from a river in Jordan. They made a pact. Sorry, I forgot my English. They made basically a treaty where they both benefited, exchanging water, desalinated water from the rivers, and sending it to the parts that were mostly affected in both countries. And one of the main issues right now that, well, not the main one, but the most popular one that we can talk about, of course, is Israel and Palestine. Israel invading Palestine and taking over their promised land. And I think the Middle East has a lot of potential, but Eurocentrism and foreign countries have destroyed most of this potential. They have turned countries against each other, and I think that if the Middle Eastern countries act smart, they can actually become like a really important, well, they are, but like more important region, talking maybe economically, culturally. They can make treaties that benefit them economically, treaties that make them something that can compete against other regions of the world, maybe like Europe. And they, of course, still have a lot of trouble and challenges to face. I think I would say that they have more challenges than opportunities at the moment because of the ethnic problems and because of their beliefs and their interest in the oil and gas regions. And yeah, I think that's it. And I am actually really thankful and grateful for taking this class, and I know that it might sound a bit exaggerated, but I really enjoyed this class because it changed my perspective a lot. It helped me question myself about things that I believed in and about certain positions that I have on certain topics, and also I think it educated me and helped me understand not only about world issues and how the world actually works, because we mostly see things from our perspective and our beliefs, and especially our comfort. We tend to see things from our comfort and our privilege, and we don't question what's going on behind of most world conflicts. So yeah, I think this class has helped me a lot to understand that, and also to understand what I want to do with my life, my job. I think these are the type of topics that I'm passionate about. So yeah, thank you, Gemma.